Yo, what is up, y'all? MJ here, and yeah, y'all read the title correctly. I bought the PlayStation Portal for a second time. Alright, so let's rewind back about 2 months. When I did the initial review of the PlayStation Portal, I ended up selling it. At the time, it just wasn't for me. Because think about it, I live in a 1-bedroom apartment. I don't travel that often. And when I do travel, it's usually for photography purposes, so I'm not even really gaming like that. And going back to the 1-bedroom apartment, my bedroom's right there, the couch is right there, entertainment center's right there. Why am I gonna go sit on the couch, turn this on, and my PS5 is already running, man? I got that OLED TV, 120 hertz, I'm just gonna game on my TV. That's just the way it is. So there really wasn't a need for me to use this. But all of that changed with the recent update. Now, I want y'all to keep in mind, this update is in beta. Am I gonna tell you to go spend your money on this device just because of an update that features a beta? No. But at the same time, I cannot lie. The cloud streaming beta is pretty fire. So I had 3 big questions when it came to this update, and I'm gonna go ahead and answer them right now, and I'm gonna cut to videos that are in real time, no editing, so y'all can see what we're working with. Alright, so the first question that I had was, how quick can you boot in and just start gaming via the cloud? So just gonna go ahead and turn this on. Now this is all in real time right here. This is no editing. I want y'all to be able to see how fast I can get into this. So let's jump into Spider-Man. And it may work quicker for games that are in continue playing. It might work slower for a game that is, that have never opened before. And maybe I'll try that. I'll see how that works. I personally don't think it takes that long, but I won't hold you. I'm not gonna front. I feel like it could be quicker with updates, but it could also just depend on your internet connection. I have a gig up and a gig down. I am with fiber. I do know the PlayStation Portal is handicapped at Wi-Fi 5 though. It doesn't have 6 or 6E, at least to my knowledge. I could be wrong on that, and it does show the save file that you have. I already beat this game on my PlayStation 5 when it first came out, so it does continue from where you left off. It is using your save file. So I'm in, yeah. So that wasn't too bad, but I think you guys can agree with me, especially for people who have like gaming PCs and who have PS5s and next gen consoles. It could have loaded up quicker, but hey man, this is from the cloud, so I guess you can't be too upset about it. But I do personally think it can get quicker, especially for people who are going to be playing this like on their lunch break at work. When you're on that 30-minute lunch break, man, and you already spent some time getting food, every second counts. And I think anyone who works a 9 to 5 can vibe with me on that. But nonetheless, this works pretty well. I do notice a little bit of stutter when I do play certain games, but it is not enough to make me turn this off. In fact, it's quite the opposite. I'm pretty happy with the results whenever I do play. Alright, the next question that I personally had was with input lag and just, overall stuttering. And I haven't had too much of that issue. I mean, I'm not gonna lie and say this is extremely perfect. It's just like playing on a console. I don't think it is, but this is gonna be me just testing this out. I'm not gonna be playing a CPU or nothing. I'm just gonna be testing straight up input on practice mode. And this is also a game that I've played earlier, so I didn't really record booting it up because it was about the same speed as booting up Miles Morales, and nothing really changed there. But okay, so X, kick. Yeah, I don't think I'm noticing anything too much, at least not for me to complain about it. I definitely won't be taking any games online though, that's for sure. I mean, I'm sure some people can. I think, what am I even running at right now? Max resolution. Yeah, I'm running at 720. That's just my own personal setting, just to be safe and make sure I don't have any issues. I never always want to push the boundary. I always want to, do the bare minimum just to make sure I have a very consistent experience. But that's pretty much where this is at. I don't think I'm noticing anything too crazy there, but yeah, I mean, it seems about fine to me. But this game is like the only fighting game I do play on here. I do play a little bit of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, but again, nothing too crazy. I'm not taking these games online. I save the online play for my PlayStation 5. Speaking of the PlayStation 5, my last question that I had when I saw this update come out was, what happens if you try to play a game on your PS5 and you're also playing a game on your Portal? Now, I did find out, and I can report that if I open up a game on my profile, I cannot play on the Portal. It actually kicks me out and says that a game is running on my other device. However, if you have a girlfriend, a wife, a sibling, or even your kids, and they have other profiles, you can play on one of their profiles. Now, any game that I have installed on my end, my girlfriend here can run through Street Fighter, Demon Slayer, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, Black Myth Wukong. I don't think she's played most of these games, so all of them are going to pretty much start me off at like, you know, right at the beginning, there's going to be tutorials. So I think the quickest tutorial is probably this game, Demon Slayer. So I'm booting up Demon Slayer on my girlfriend's profile, and I still have Mortal Kombat running. So that's pretty cool. That was one of the big questions I had, because I wanted to know what would happen if I'm, you know, playing Doom Eternal or Ghost of Tsushima via cloud on the Portal, but my girlfriend wants to, you know, start her journey on Wukong, or she wants to just lab in Street Fighter, right? Like, what's gonna happen? And we're good to go, man. And it's not just a beta for the cloud streaming either. This update features audio output adjustment to make the volume lower when the audio level is set to minimum. You will now be able to adjust settings of your PlayStation Link device from the PS Portal settings menu, allowing you to optimize the volume and side tone volume as well. And some people have been counting, it's actually not like 120 games. There might be more on here. Someone's even mentioned all the way up to like 200 possibly. So that's pretty dope. I didn't show it off particularly that well, but you can stream in 1080p at 60 FPS, or you can lower the stream down to 720. I personally have been gaming on 720 just to make sure I have no issues at all, to be honest. I probably could crank it up to 1080p because I mentioned earlier that I do have a gig up and a gig down, and my Wi-Fi is pretty strong, but still I'm sticking with 720, and I would probably recommend that for you guys as well. And the one thing that does make this really fun is the fact that it has the DualSense features. Haptic feedback, adaptive triggers, touchpad emulated on the touchscreen for PS Portal, motion sensors. Like, man, dude, they really made this a very interesting device to pick up. Not to mention, since this is a beta, it's only gonna keep getting refined. More games are gonna get added, and I just can't wait to see what they do with this in the future. I don't wanna sound like I'm glazing Sony either. This feature should have been on the Portal day one. And I'll be real with you, I probably would have preferred if Sony had made a device that could compete with like the Asus ROG, maybe compete with even the Lenovo Legion, or even the Steam Deck. Maybe not price it as high as $500, because that's already the price of a PlayStation 5 console, but for something that's dedicated to strictly remote play and to cloud streaming, yeah, man, this new beta feature is awesome. But let me know if you guys have updated y'all's Portal. If y'all have any other questions y'all have, drop them down below. I'll make sure to get back at you. Or if y'all figured out something that I haven't yet, make sure to drop it down in the comments as well, so I can take a look at that and learn from you guys as well. But I hope y'all like this video, and I'll talk to y'all guys next time.